Mr. Zuma doesn't have to prove anything. It's the state that has to prove he is guilty.
Jeremy Gordin, the author of Zuma, a biography of the ANC President Jacob Zuma, speaking about his book at the Guild Theatre last night. He said he had never entirely believed in the theory that there was a conspiracy against Zuma.
That a lot of the conspiracies that Mr. Zuma has spoken of, I just haven't bought. I mean, I never bought, for example, that the woman who came to stay overnight in his house, Kwezi, as she was called, was a setup. I mean, I think it was just a disastrous thing that happened at a very bad time for everybody, and especially for her. But I don't believe it was a setup, and I haven't bought a whole lot of the conspiracy theories that have come out of his life and out of the last 8 or 9 years.
The MPA decision to drop charges against Zuma also came under the spotlight. Nelson Mandela, Professor of Politics at Rhodes University, Peter Vele, said Monday was a sad day for the country when the NPA announced its decision.
Equality before the law will always be an issue. To be frank, yesterday was not a good day for this democracy. In our system, judgment is before the courts. And I think that's a failure, Jeremy, of your position that you took towards the end. The courts, much has been invested in our constitution in the courts. If anything else, if we are nothing else, this state was a rechtsstaat, as the Dutch say. It was a state before the law.
For some analysts, the book was not complete.
There is very little in the book that talks about Zuma's life prior to perhaps the beginning of his travels as the deputy president, charged with corruption, dismissed, and then facing a rape trial, and then having several court appearances, at the instance of the NPA. We hear very little about his formative experiences. They are dealt with laconically. If you were hoping that you are going to find something new that is not yet in the public domain, you might be disappointed. Zuma was sentenced in 1963 up until 1973 in Robben Island. I mean, what was surely must have been an eventful 10 years at the Robben Island is dealt with in only 7 pages. And only one source seems to have been contacted, Ibi, who served with Zuma at Robben Island at the time. I'm certain, I don't know, I haven't quite done research there, but I'm sure that there would be other people who would have served with Zuma at Robben Island who would have shed more light at what his experiences at the island were.
2 years, but a lot of time went into thinking about it, and then 6 months was actual writing. And the main issues were just to tell his story from birth until up to now. The main focus is on the trials and on the political background. But it also goes right back to his birth in Nkanda.